start again.
Going live. So we're back again.
Yeah, it's actually been 11 minutes.
Already. Sorry guys for that longer break. We just discussed a few things going on the map. As a little bonus for you for waiting, this is actually a little bit of a screenshot. One of the features that I added to be able to make these screenshots. It shows you a little bit on where we are expanding, what kind of network we have already done. All that line going all the way to the north, that's currently what Aki is working on. While I'm still improving a little in the southwest still.
That is true, that is true. We're both doing our thing right now, which is fine.
See whether the viewers find us again. Link might have changed again. Okay, yeah.
They will find us. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, we can unpause again. And then I will try to improve this thing.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure. Because I don't see the old chat, but oh, he meant he can't hear the dog barking. Okay, well. Yeah, they have a differently filtered audio than what you get, so I guess OBS filters it a little bit better.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah.
Nick Takahashi, finally, I get to catch one of these. How are you all doing? We're doing great.
Yeah, doing pretty great here. Yeah.
Now that I got the bugs fixed, hopefully. Now I'm doing better.
I was like, there are 2 stations here. But there are not 2 stations there. It was just me. I need an endpoint here, like that. I think we need this one here. No, here. Oh, that's because there is a waypoint over there. Let's get rid of the waypoint. We actually have something like that, but then... I guess I have to do this then. It's really hard to do this. Oh, this is very interesting. It's a little bit off though. Ah, I need that one. And then we need this thing here. Can't do that because there's a train at the platform. I actually think we're gonna go to this direction. Oh, that doesn't add up. Oh, that's unfortunate. Like that. Oh yeah, this station looks much better already. Kinda like it. Let me take a look at that one train that was timetabling. It is the Norwich Hitchin line. It's not yet done. I want you to wait for one tick. 1800 will be fine. 100 will be fine. Let's make it 500 too. It'll be 1800 again, then 500. One, two, three, four, five, six. Ooh. So 7 long trains, a little bit long over here. Okay, let's redo the station 2 then. I think we're just gonna do something like this. Oh. Like that.
Thank you, Beta Omega. Just gotta welcome back. Yeah, a couple of fewer viewers. They probably need to figure out that the stream is back on a different link or something.
Yeah, maybe. Could be the case. Bitumen surface. Tile surface, I think it's this one. Which is to 1, 1.
this better.
Well, I've these kinds of stations here, of course. These are the wrong ones. I think I need this one, yeah.
Yeah, the game is... Oh, good, Tom. This is the guy that reported the bug to me. He's reporting the game is still running smoothly, so that's good to hear. On his end, I mean, that he doesn't have that bug anymore. So yeah, that's what I wanted to hear.
Training the way. Why are the trains always driving into the station when you want to build on it?
Yeah. Isn't that what you build them for?
Sort of.
Sort of.
I don't want them in the station when I'm actually building the station. Oh, that's interesting. That changed that part too.
Yeah, also by the way, Tom, what I talked about this with Aki earlier. This, what you told me, forget about it, it's just my crappy computer. I don't know who told you this nonsense. I know there's idiots out there that tell people that, but when a game crashes on you, there's almost no chance, there's an outside chance that maybe that can sometimes be a driver issue, but that's super rare. 999 times out of 1,000, if your game crashes, it's a bug in the game and not anything with your computer. I have a crappy computer is not a reason why a game crashes. A game can't crash just because your computer is too slow. It will just either not run at all or it will run slow. It won't crash because of that. That's complete nonsense. So if anybody in some stupid support forum about some game tells you that, I've gotten that too. That is complete nonsense. That's some 13-year-old moron that speaks about stuff that he has no business speaking about. Always report this stuff. It's always a bug in the code that either I caused or someone else caused and that needs fixing. That was not your computer's fault. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, it's just your computer, on my end it runs fine. That is not an argument. It's just an argument of people that don't want to fix their bugs.
Pretty much, yeah.
Or of other users that jerk off on how awesome their computer is, so yeah. Because yeah, that has nothing to do with anything. So always report this stuff so I can fix it. No, memory issues. No. First of all, if it was a memory issue, you would actually get a different error message, but nah, the game actually complains about that too. If it runs out of memory, the game has ways of detecting that. But there's almost no way you can run out of memory on a modern PC. That's just almost completely impossible, because the way modern operating systems work, if they run out of memory, they will simply use your hard drive as additional memory. They will store stuff on the hard drive as if it was memory. Obviously, that's super slow and not something you want to happen, but it prevents out of memory stuff, you know. There's still ways of theoretically running out of memory because that can't be done for everything, but the only way you could potentially run out of memory on this game is if all the sprites don't fit into memory anymore, but you would have to load like 1 million new GIFs for that to happen. It's just, nah. And the game can't even load that many files because there's a limitation on how many files it can load. So there's literally, on a normal PC, there's literally no way you can run out of memory on any modern game. That just doesn't happen.
No, it's only Windows that can pretty much put you out of memory.
Yeah, I mean, Windows has ways of assigning you additional memory if you need it, and yeah, again, there's
well,
not you don't work with real memory anyway. You work with virtual memory and stuff. What?
There is this stupid bug in Windows where you have to change something in your configuration about your memory usage, or else it will just make your page file bigger and bigger until it eats all of your memory. But that's just Windows, and
yeah, but
it happens to my PC, and the only thing you have to do is turn a 2 into a 4 somewhere, and it doesn't happen anymore. But it's a Windows issue, basically.
What Windows is that? What Windows are you
Windows
running?
10. Windows 10.
Windows 10.
Professional.
I haven't heard about that actually, but yeah, I mean,
no, yeah, it is an issue because I have it, and the thing is, the PC is getting all slow.
Yeah,
but
I'm not saying it doesn't exist.
It is over time, you know.
But
it's just Windows. It's not a game. Yeah, it can happen.
Memory virtualization is not super easy, so. Yeah, Windows actually has to do hard work here. I haven't heard about this specific issue, but yeah, there's always some stuff that can happen.
Well, it was actually because I had it a couple of times, and I started to search, and I searched for it on Google, of course, and people actually had the same issues as I had. Oh, oops, I did something wrong here.
Yeah, of course that can happen. I mean,
I guess nobody was paying attention. I just de-electrified everything, so oops, a little bit of a traffic jam right now.
Not something you should do.
Not when you have electrified trains running on them, no. That's not the biggest thing or the best thing you can do, no. That's something what Windows would do to you. If you're a train.
In all honesty, though, a lot of people complain about Windows. Trust me, Microsoft and these kinds of companies have the best engineers in the world working on this stuff. So
yeah, I know.
It is super complicated what these operating systems do these days. So don't think that is something that just someone sits there and just codes it down and it's buggy and stuff. This stuff, modern database search systems like Google has them, or operating system procedures as Microsoft has them, those are world-class guys that make patents out of this stuff. That's just...
Oh, I know. I've been on an internship on a school actually, and that guy wasn't, well, old Microsoft employee, so he already earned enough money in his life to just go with retirement, but it just wanted to stay to do something, you know. But yeah, I've heard something about that kind of stuff. And
working at Microsoft is supposed to be pretty nice. I mean, except for the typical inter-department. The departments don't communicate as well as you would like, but I think you have that in every big company of that size.
Yeah. Well, for him it was quite okay. He always worked from home, so...
yeah, of course you can have that, yeah. But I'm just saying, the only complaints that I ever heard about working at Microsoft, because otherwise it's supposed to be a really nice place for developers, The only complaints that I've heard was, yeah, the interdepartment stuff is sometimes not working so well, the communication, you know, the left hand not knowing what the right hand does, that kind of thing. But again, I have heard I have heard that from, yeah, basically every company I've ever worked at, so I think you will not find a company at that level that doesn't have that problem, so...
Nah, probably not, no.
But aside from that, yeah, Microsoft, those are not the kind of guys that you wear suits and stuff. That's, for example, something I hate about Google. I mean, the developers at Google probably don't also, but if you see representatives of Google, you have these kind of suits with the sunglasses, the black suit and sunglasses running around in the middle of summer.
Oh yeah.
When I saw these guys at the university, I thought, oh yeah, okay, I don't want to do your job because that's not the kind of outfit I want to run around in the summer. But yeah, Microsoft is more like the jeans and t-shirt kind of guys. But what did I do here? That's not supposed to be like that.
I don't know what you do there with what you did over there.
But yeah, in terms of these kinds of memory issues, yeah, as I said, you don't work against real memory. The game doesn't actually have access to the real memory. That's, by the way, why you get sometimes these crashes that say memory access violation. That basically is Windows telling you, yeah, what you're currently trying to do, you don't have any access to that. If you worked against real memory, there's no access protection. You can just, that's just storage, and you can put in there whatever you want. So Windows is telling you, yeah, the kind of stuff that you're trying to do right now, that's actually not something I'm allowing you to do, because that would cause issues. So there is a certain amount of resource management, so to speak, going on in terms of basically like a signal. In this game, it's pretty much actually the same. Up to the name, a semaphore, those are these mechanical signals. A semaphore is actually a thing that you have in programming for working with shared memory and other shared resources. They use semaphores to make sure not two people use it at the same time. So that's actually borrowed by other things. So there's a whole bunch of that going on. It's everything but trivial. Just if you ever had a deadlock or any kind of train crash or anything going wrong with your signaling in this game, that's exactly the kind of problems that you have in modern programming of operating systems, because that's exactly the same kind of crap that can happen to you. You can have deadlocks, you can have, well, you don't have train crashes, but the equivalent of a crash is two people write to the same thing, and you have data corruption, and that can cause crashes and all kind of crap. So it's everything but trivial, which is why I, as a computer scientist, I actually know why people have a hard time with signaling in this game, because people underestimate how complex that actually is as a problem.
Yeah, okay.
And in terms, does the game run multi-threaded? It uses multiple cores, yes. Not in an optimal way, but cargo distribution, for example, runs in a separate thread. The rendering runs in a separate thread. But there's only so much you can do in terms of multi-threading to a certain point, because the way multiplayer works is that all the machines that run the game need to run it synchronously, meaning Aki's computer and mine have to calculate everything in the game exactly the same way. Otherwise we're running out of sync and disconnect. And multi-threading, doing something on different cores, is not exactly what you would call deterministic. Deterministic means you always will get the same outcome no matter how often you do it. Obviously, if you put a task on multiple cores, you never know which one is going to finish first. So depending on which one finishes first, for example, pathfinding on a grid, you don't have just one optimal path. There's usually multiple paths that are exactly the same length, that just go differently. I mean, if you go right side around the block or left side around the block, it's the same distance to walk. So the game can basically decide which one it wants to take. It's the same path length. So if Aki's computer decides, oh yeah, I found this path first, and mine decides, nah, I found the other one first, both of our pathfinders found a path that is exactly the shortest one, but they're different ones. So we would run out of think because our road vehicles decide to go in different directions. So it's not super easy in a game like this to actually go for full multi-core, because you need to guarantee that no matter how many cores you have and no matter how the calculation works, it always has to be the same result. And that's not easy to do. But they use some of the cores, yeah. What they can outsource to a different core, they actually do. But it's not easy to do that a little bit more. The game could certainly benefit. What the game could actually benefit from is hardware acceleration for the graphics. But because currently all the rendering is basically done on the CPU instead of the GPU. That is not ideal, because I measured it, about a quarter or so of all the game calculation is going into rendering. And there's another huge part that is also not super optimal, where the game constantly asks the new giraffes, oh, which sprite would you like to render this frame? That communication between the game and the giraffes is not exactly fast, so that happens so many times per frame is not super elegant, and that's at the moment the biggest bottleneck. So multi-core is not even the biggest improvement that you could do to the game. Just yeah, the biggest problem is how the new giraffes work. They don't work exactly great. That system is not super performant. But right now there's not a whole lot I can do about that. Because if I rip the entire new giraffe system apart, then obviously none of the new giraffes work anymore. So that's not exactly something I can just do just like that.
Alright, that's not gonna happen.
But it's definitely something I have on my eye on to try and do something about that eventually, but it's not something that's gonna happen anytime super soon.
Where's that water stuff again? Click some waters. No. Flakes. I don't even have more roads these days. Where is it? Shunting, embankment, no. Oh, is it? No, it doesn't seem like it. Oh, I think it's this one. It doesn't work like that, okay. More footbridges. Island stations, non-tractiles. What's in here? Okay, that's very interesting. Large railway stations.
Okay, this should all work a lot better now. What weight value do you guys use for trains at the moment? 10 or something? I'm not sure actually, let me check.
It's a long time ago that we set that.
Where do we even set that? Weight multiplier. Oh no, only 2. Oh yeah, I only set it to 2 because we use super long trains anyway, so you don't have the need for a large weight multiplier. Because we already use a ton of wagons, so real trains would basically be around double as long as the ones we have. Depends on what country you're in. American cargo trains are super long, but
railway stations, and then this point over here again. Oh, that's of course. Need to wait a little bit with that. Need those platforms in place first.
Do I have a streaming schedule? Not really.
No.
We usually stream once we have time and run out of recorded episodes, basically. So not a super strict schedule, no. At least not for OpenTTD. With Brakada and Panzercore, I'm currently streaming, I don't know. We try every week. Friday, I stream Fridays, he streams Sundays, but even that depends a little bit on how he and I have time and stuff like that. So no, if I don't have a fixed schedule for anything. I usually try to announce them about a couple hours to a day in advance, depending on when how soon I know when I'll be streaming. But just keep an eye on my channel, click the notification bell thing, whatever, if that even works these days, and yeah. I'm getting hit hard by the entire monetization and way that YouTube advertises channels as well. It seems if you do a series that is not super popular, you won't get recommended to people anymore, and you drop in views like nuts. There's a ton of people. I know one guy that I used to follow. That guy doesn't even do Let's Plays anymore. He just does reviews of stuff in game and multiplayer MMO guides about stuff, but he doesn't do full playthroughs anymore because he says if he did a playthrough, it would sabotage his channel. Because the first video you get a whole bunch of views, and the second video of a Let's Play you get a bunch less, and then in the third one you only have those guys that are really watching, which is very little. And as soon as YouTube notices that you have videos that do very little, it will completely sabotage your entire channel. And I've noticed that now too. Stuff like the Witcher series that I did and other stuff, yeah, my views are nowhere near where they should be considering my subscriber count. And that happens apparently to a ton of YouTubers these days, so it's a little bit of a problem. But I'm not gonna stop doing Let's Plays or anything because of that, so I'm thinking about doing a couple more live streams though. Streaming more stuff. It's a monetary issue for me because I'm not making a huge money off of YouTube, but I notice that my videos are not getting seen. That's the main issue.
Swapstone. I think I'm gonna redo the station here.
Fences there.
Who did fences?
Yeah, unfortunately I have to get rid of those. Max, when he... No, was it Max? No, Alex. When he... how do I get the Max in my head? Guy that did the beautification stuff for us used some fences here that were a little in the way. So I had to get rid of some of them.
Unfortunately. No, I need to press Control on Farmstead Station. Okay. Done. Let's go back to the train here. Actually, stop at this station here. Then go through here. Through there. Or turn to that station.
No.
And through there. It also gives a warning, right? Cannot out-separate timetable. Wait for travel times. Missing.
Yeah, I added those as well. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually a pretty nice thing. I just saw it right now. Train is doing his thing. Let me see. Farm.
You know what? It's nonsense.
Too pretty. Why is the snow so bright? I did this station.
Oh wow. Just looking at some of your new stations, those look neat.
They look very neat. I like them a lot, to be honest. They look so much better. That's why I kind of want to redo them all. And the station buildings look quite good too, to be honest, so...
Just added a path signal in front of a station that was missing one.
Which one?
9 Elms. The northern approach had no path signal.
Oh, right. Probably because I was working on there, maybe.
Yeah, I'm just going along the line, just checking what you built, and noticed that. That should.
Or I could have just been forgotten about it, or. Don't know if I improved that station though.
That one was an improved one, I think. Yeah, the next one is not.
Oh yeah. 9L was an improved one, and I changed something, so yeah.
Oh nice. Hitchens is new, right?
Yep. That's with sort of bricks thingies. Oh, I guess I forgot one little piece of track here. Or else this train will just wait forever on the track. Makes no sense. You can actually make it up till here.
A little lag at the moment, but every now and then a hiccup. No big deal.
It's
by the way, do you wanna do anything about our tourist attractions? Because you're actually pretty close to a couple now.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe add a wagon or.
I kind of want to. I kind of want to make a bus thing or something to one of the stations.
Well, if you had one line, because Peterhead has one. There is one. Well, it's not exactly Hitchin, but there is one close to Hitchin. And Bexhill has one, or Brexit, or whatever. So if you had a train that visited all those 3 places, and you added the tourist wagon to it, then you could hook up the tourist attractions to that city by bus. Because Hitchin has that nice.
Yeah, true. But I can also just make a tourist train. For that matter.
Yeah, you can make an exclusive tourist train, sure. Yeah. Just saying, if as soon as you transport tourists between those 3 locations, that should work. The thing is, I also fixed the bug, by the way, that the game didn't produce tourists for some reason, especially not in the towns. So there are tourists supposed to be created like in stadiums and other stuff. That didn't work, so that was a fix there somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Now that should work properly, but yeah, we can maybe hook those up, especially that nice castle that you have there.
Yeah, but it also needs tourists first before it produces tourists, right? Requires
no
tourists.
Yeah, but it doesn't need the tourists to produce them. You just need to start picking them up.
All right.
I mean, I don't know how that works exactly, but I know that you need to start picking them up for anything to start there. Then how many you deliver, you get them out again, but it's basically like mail. Back and forth stuff, or banks, like with the valuables and stuff like that. It goes back and forth. It needs tourists, but it also produces tourists, so... Basically, every industry produces a little bit of anything, even if you don't send anything there. So no industry will not produce anything just because it doesn't get anything. It will always produce something. What I don't like about Peterhead is that it has absolutely no industrial houses yet. There's nothing I can send there except for normal goods.
Well,
and there's not even a specific
you have Winchester,
place.
where Winchester was a water tower.
It does have now a furniture factory though, that is new. The furniture factory produces goods, so I might as well... Furniture factory, that needs wood
Winchester
products.
actually accepts tourists.
Yeah,
so there must be a hotel or something.
Yeah, hotel or stadium or something like that.
Oh yeah, I see a stadium here, yeah.
Oh man, streaming at the same
Probably
time
the stadium,
is super slow. And I zoom out.
Yeah, I have the same problem with zooming out.
Yeah, it's because we stream at the same time. Usually that wouldn't happen, but with the game. But yeah, this game is super CPU heavy. So that's not the ideal game to stream actually, but...
Yeah, but we're doing it anyway.
Yeah, of course.
We're stupid enough to do it.
Not exactly the best locations. We do have a sawmill. Oh, we do actually, yeah. Sawmill right along the line. That is nice. But how do I hook that up? You have this super large station at Peterhead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any suggestion where you would want some freight added to that? About 1 or 2 platforms, maybe?
Maybe divert to the other side of Peterhead.
So, completely separate.
Yeah, make a freight line somewhere and something like that. To like the thing that's there.
Yeah, I can do that.
Furniture factory.
It's a little weird because it's very hilly there, but I just wanted to ask if you, in case you wanna.
Well, you can just go along the side of the hill there. So that's
yeah. I just wanted to know whether you wanted to integrate that somehow into your super complicated station layout there.
Better not to do that because it's already so super complicated. Oh yeah, I must be with the tram line here. Not that one. Want you new verticals.
No, actually.
How is my train doing? Let's see. I don't think I grouped it yet. Swapstone, Norwich. You're already on your way back. That's good. Fortune is 300. Norwich. Actually, have people carrying with you. That's interesting to see. Chance time. Can do this in funds, of course, because it won't change. That's good. And do the same for the train. I think that's a little bit better. Oil wells. No, 300. Again. Confirm all. 3 should be more than enough. Passengers waiting over the... Oh, the train just left. That's a good thing. By the way, we're streaming for another hour again.
Yeah, give me a second here. I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to build here.
Alright, where?
Well, the Peterhead, no, what is it? Yeah, the Peterhead cargo station. I'm just trying to find some nice cargo station tiles actually for that.
Alright, let me just make the connection that goes from or past the station of kitchen, so you don't have to build that. Oh, it's actually already going up, okay, that's why.
Good enough.
So I improved a little bit of hitching, so you have a train line relay connection that goes straight forward for the freight trains, basically.
Hitching?
Yeah, because it only went into the station, you know, and I guess you have to go through that with freight.
Not right now, but eventually, yeah.
Yeah, so I improved that a little bit, so you
yeah, I just see it. Something else you could do for me. But we can do that after the break.
Yeah, I think that's better after the break, or else we'll end up with a 1 hour 30 minutes long episode again.
Yeah. Also, I also want to grab something to drink. So stick around, guys. We're gonna be back in about 5 minutes. Just stretching our legs and grabbing a drink and making sure YouTube doesn't mess up the video recording. And we'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be back in a bit. See you around.